7 o'clock, part of Las Vegas Fantasy Football Conference going down Labor Day weekend. And we are back with another Safe Space episode. I got my brother, I think he's below me on my screen, Brother Fox. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm well, brother. I'm well. Just blessed to be here with y'all brothers today.
Yes, sir.
For sure. And then the Warden of the South. Both of these guys got on my head in the green room.
Hey.
How you doing, Big E?
Hey, salute. I'm blessed and highly favored. Like I said, hey, right here, as Ant-Man right there. But he tried to tell me how to be Big E. You can't tell Big E how to be Big E. I'm going to say it on air. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you Ant-Man. I give you that. But I'm KG in his prime, Nick. So that's what's up. We all good.
Y'all Ricky Rubio and Rudy Gobert. Right.
Hey, I'll take Rudy Gobert.
Shout out to the Fantasy Shot Callers for giving us a platform to do what we do so well. Shout out to Streamlabs. Today we talking about our don't draft list. One quarterback, one running back, one receiver, one tight end. Brother Fox, you decided to slim it down and get it to one and not two. So we're gonna let you start us off with your what position you want to start at? We ain't gotta go.
Let's start at running back. Now mine are gonna be a little bit spicy. And you can hold me to these. You can hold me to these, right?
Okay.
My running back, I say to avoid this season, Travis Etienne.
Dang, we on the same thing.
Here's the reason why. So it's not about the touches. You know, he's RB1 in Jacksonville. So you know he's going to get that. You know he's going to get the ball. But it's more about the inconsistency that comes with Travis Etienne, right? So does he put up he's going at RB8 in most leagues. And does he put up the production of an RB8? I say no. He had a few weeks last season. He actually put up decent numbers. But for the most part, he was a RB2 at best. So, why draft him at RB8 when you could clearly get somebody, you can get a Josh Jacobs, you can get, hell, even a resurgent Derrick Henry. He knows this is his only chance. He's probably going to win the championship. This is win or go home. So, why invest in a player that high who's not going to give you those RB1 results? So, my running back to avoid, Travis Etienne at 8.
No doubt. Hey, I love it. I was my pick as well, but I had more, so I can go with somebody else on the list. I just, had some more things about Travis Etienne. At the same time, if I go to my second running back who was on my list was Kenneth Walker Jr. for me. I mean, I just think that he's a blue tent boy, just like Travis Etienne. Amen to you, brother. Hey, we're gonna stick. Both of us gonna stick to that one. He's a blue tent boy. He got Sharp in the back. And I think Sharp, to me, is a better athlete. I think he proved it when he was at Michigan and at the different times when he was at the Combine. I mean, his numbers were off the chart. Plus, after contact, he can take it. But to me, he was kind of a blue tent boy himself. So, I don't know. It's kind of up in the air, I believe. But I feel like Kenneth Walker Jr., where people are drafting him. And I've been seeing, surprisingly, running backs have been falling. Mm-hmm. And I think we saw that in some of the drafts. So he's been falling, but Sharp is right there next to him. So, I mean, I just wouldn't take him.
I like it. We got 2 questions or 2 comments real quick. So Etienne goes from RB3 to what? Brother Fox, where would you put Etienne? Where do you feel comfortable drafting him? If he's going 20, which is what, late second on that turn, where do you feel comfortable taking him then?
Well, depends on what list you're looking at. I see him the list that I saw from Fantasy Pros had him going at RB8, which again would be like mid-second round. Mm-hmm. Again, it depends on your draft strategy. As we all stated before, majority of people are going to go receiver in the first round. So if you're getting your RB1 in the second, do you really want it to be Etienne? I would feel very comfortable taking Etienne in the third round, say pick 23 to 26. I'd be willing to take him if he falls. I would not be willing to take him before that.
Okay. Joe Morley. Shout out Joe Morley. Shout out to the Raiders. Josh Jacobs, ? Gonna lose carries to Lloyd? ? I like to follow the money, Joe. I like to
That's
follow
what
the
I'm-
money
Right.
personally. They paid him for a reason. At least this first year. At least even
Yeah.
the first half of this first year. How do you guys feel?
I think they're gonna run him to death. I think this fresh year. I mean, they got a lot of with Jordan Love. He got a lot of young wide receivers. So I feel like they're gonna feed those wide receivers, but at the same time, Love ain't on all the time. We all know that. So I mean,
Yeah.
he's gonna get his passing work and his rushing work. But much love, Joe. What up, big dog?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Josh Jacobs is a solid pick. If you can get him in the second round at any point at the beginning or end, you're in the money.
He's actually going fourth round.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
Hopefully you have stupid people in your league and they allow him to go fourth round. Then
Right.
That's fantasy championship kind of stuff. DNA for you right there.
I got Ramondre Stevenson at going number 65 off the board. Just inconsistent. I know you can't trust Bill Belichick running backs, and Belichick isn't there, but I still don't trust him. He is a blue tent boy. I don't think the rookie quarterback is going to provide much of an aerial attack. They don't have the receivers that are a threat down the field. He's going to see 8 in the box. They're going to play from behind in Miami, Buffalo, and the Jets. They're the worst team in that division. So for me, I think I'm just going to stay away from Ramondre Stevenson for health reasons, for new scheme, and just for the division, the cold weather. I'm cool.
Another one.
No doubt.
Real quick, Joe Morley says, "Where do I draft Rice?" Just kidding.
So
Joe, I love you, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
hey, if you don't stash Rice, you're gonna regret it. He's gonna come back on that 6-game suspension and whoop that ass. All right. Y'all might have got us on Christmas Day last year though, but it ain't happening.
What they call it, sake. That's that rice liquor.
It's been a minute.
Albert, what's up, fella?
Our honorary fourth member,
Albert.
Albert. What's going
What
on,
up,
brother?
baby?
Hope
You
you're
the
doing
man.
well. Brother Fox, next position. Who you got?
Let's transition on to let's see. Let's go to the wide receiver position here. So the wide receiver that I'm avoiding in fantasy football this year, Deebo Samuel.
No doubt.
Now, Deebo right now is listed at wide receiver 14 in most fantasy pro leagues. For me, that's way too rich for my blood. He has a few games every season where he puts up magnificent numbers, but you also got to realize that when Deebo touches the ball, they're all manufactured touches. Shanahan has to. He's not the traditional wide receiver that's just going to route somebody up to get the football. He's going to need screens. He's going to need dedicated plays in order to get him the ball. Now, he did have okay numbers last year, but they're on the week. He might give you 1 week where he might be wide receiver 8, 9, or 10, but then the next week he's going to be wide receiver 62. So, do you really want to have that inconsistency being at your wide receiver 2 position? I just wouldn't go for it. And plus, with the additions of Ricky Pearsall and then the emergence last year of Juwan Jennings towards the end and even into the playoffs, the amount of touches he's going to see is just going to drop dramatically. So the person that I'm avoiding this year, Deebo Samuel.
What you think, Big E?
No doubt about it. Well, hey, you didn't get my pick this time, brother, but surprisingly, and I'm a Raider to the heart. But Devontae Adams, my friend. Devontae Adams.
What?
Yeah, I said what is right. Hey, no controversy. You can play the sound, but there's no controversy. We don't have a great quarterback. You know what I'm saying? We don't have a great quarterback, obviously. But I like Aiden O'Connell, though. I do like Aiden better than Gardner Minshew. But I just don't think that Devontae he played dirt last year. He cost me a couple of championships, especially in your league, Fox. I would have did good with him and Cooper Kupp. Kupp was on the other one on the list. So Devontae, then you got Jacoby Myers on one side, and you got iffy quarterback play. I'm not so much suspect with the line, but I just think that Devontae's little like you say, 7, long in the tooth, former blue tent boy. So it's a
Yeah.
lot of things that I think is going. And he's paid. He's paid and in Vegas, man. I mean, come on, baby. That's what I think.
Facts.
I'm not. If he's there, I mocked him. I did Monday. I did I want to say 4 mock drafts, and I ended up with him twice in that mid-second round. And I think I'm comfortable taking him there. Would I like more of a value? For sure. For sure.
Definitely.
But I'm not mad at 18, 20 overall.
Yeah, I'm kind of like late second, early third. I think that's the great value. That's where I'm at. Where I'm like I'm gonna pick him regardless. I mean, it's kind of like Cooper Kupp. I might go a little bit further with him, Kupp, but at the same time, like late second, early third, I'm okay. I'm content with that.
Now Gardner Minshew put up some decent numbers last year for the Colts.
He did.
He was able to. He made even Michael Pittman, who I hate. He made Michael Pittman's numbers look pretty good. So
yes,
can only be one light skin.
To think that he's gonna be entering an offense with 2 decent wide receivers, especially if you guys do 12. I feel like you guys do a lot of 12 personnel because you got those 2 tight ends out there, which will help out with him in the backfield. And most quarterbacks, you give them protection, they can get the ball to their receivers. Devontae Adams is going to get open if you give him enough time. So
I believe so too, but I'm saying at the same time, Bowers is going to get fed as well. I mean, so you add an extra mile, and Jacoby was already getting fed. Jacoby made him look bad last year for real. If you wanted a wide receiver from the Las Vegas Raiders last year, it was Jacoby. I mean, honestly.
Fair enough. I went with Nico Collins, Houston Texans. For me, it's 1, he is a blue tent boy. 2, it's just too many mouths to feed. I think the person to own are the people to own are CJ Stroud or Joe Mixon. They can put a hurt on a lot of teams. Joe Mixon will never be pulled out of the game. His contract is front loaded. I think he's going to be a steal. If next week we do our must draft or our favorites, he might be on there for me. But Nico Collins, his ADP hasn't taken a dip since the arrival of Stephon Diggs, which is wild. I know Diggs restructured his contract so that he'll be a free agent, but he's still getting breaded. They still traded for him. He's still the alpha. He's still the more decorated receiver. So for me, Nico Collins at 33 was a little too rich for my blood, considering there's so much meat out there. I mean, 33, we're talking late 3rd round. There's still so much talent around him. I rather late 4th round if I'm gonna take him. Nico Collins is my my wide receiver. I'm just gonna avoid right now. Just too rich for my blood.
No doubt. I'm with you, especially when Dale comes back.
Yeah.
Next position, I want to talk about the tight end position. I've talked about this now for 2 seasons straight, but I'm gonna beat the table again. If you draft Kyle Pitts, you are an absolute idiot.
Come on, man.
Either as the late Denny Green once said,
They are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
Hey, he is who we thought they were, and we let him off the hook. All right, he's trash. The man has 2 touchdowns in 4 years as an NFL player. Like, come on now. He's showing you who he is. It's like you see the red flags. Don't be that girl that be like, hey, I can change him. No, he's trash. Let him sit there. Let somebody else draft him. Move on with your life. I don't care who's throwing in the football. Like, if you big time players make big time plays in big time games, and he doesn't show up. He doesn't show up. He's in a weak division, and he still doesn't put up numbers, and he's in the NFC. Move on.
No doubt. But to his defense, and I don't defend Kyle Pitts. I hate Kyle Pitts with a passion, but he is just 23 years old, and he was, one of the players. He's younger than some of the people who got drafted this year. So I had to give him that. And plus, you playing with Mariota a couple years, but I'm not drafting him. 100% Fox, I agree. Mine is somebody that we always, put out there too, which is a great tight end, but I'm gonna go with George Kittle, man. And I had a couple names out there, but I said George Kittle already got a question mark beside his name, and we ain't even we ain't even hit practice yet, brother. I'm looking at him like, should I drop and trade this cat? He mud, man. He dirt. And it kills me because I'm a Kittle fan. I picked up Eric All. If you saw the guy who came from Iowa, he's a tight end. All the Iowa tight ends, with Laporta. So I just picked up him all just to see if he would pan out because the Iowa tight ends, they always, be great. But Kittle is just a blue tint boy, and they scheme so crazy in San Francisco that there might be a Debo game, then it might be, McCaffrey game and a Kittle game, and you just don't know which one is which. So and then the injury. So I'm staying away from Kittle. I would definitely draft him over Pitts, but I'll just wait till the end of the draft and get my tight end. I'm not worried.
I feel you. My tight end I'm not drafting is Trey McBride. I think he's talented. Not proven. I need consistency. I don't just need one season for me personally. He's got a quarterback that can't stay healthy. He's got a second baseman at quarterback, if we're being honest. Currently ranked number 45. 45? Right. That means he's going inside the top 4. That's a late 3rd round pick. Tight end 3. Wow. McBride? That's wild. That's wild. I'll take it. I'll draft him. I'm not saying I won't draft him, but that's a bad look. That's a horrible ranking in my opinion for a guy who's done it for a half a season. That's just wild. So at 45, I'll pass.
Facts. Right. All right. Let's see. Last but not least, quarterback position. So this one's. I tried not to give the obvious, the Daniel Joneses, that kind of stuff. I wanted to do a deeper dive into it. For me, I know he falls deeper in the drafts as it is, but I still see consistently the late in drafts, because most quarterbacks are running between that round 6 and late round 8, and I'm still seeing Tua Tagovailoa go a lot higher than he should be. Obviously we all know the injury concerns. This man he's one concussion away from being in Cancun for the rest of his life. But
no doubt,
they keep supplying him with more talent around him. But if you really look at the Dolphins offseason, they lost 2 starting offensive linemen. And it wasn't like they weren't excellent offensive linemen to begin with. So to lose 2 they lost their best offensive lineman, Hart, and then they lost their right tackle. And it's how do you the right tackle was technically the blind side for Tua. So you might have the fastest receivers in the world, but if you ain't got time to get them the ball, then why does it even matter? And then beyond that, it's again, we all know that it's not if but when Tua's going to get hurt. He's going to be picked up for something. So do I want to risk a late round pick when I could potentially get somebody who's either clearly more depth for a position of need, or, you can grab, there's so many other talented quarterbacks out there that you could grab to, hell, I would be willing to take Gardner Minshew before I would take, we're talking about.
I couldn't do it. And I'm not hating because, hey, Fox, great minds think alike. I got Tua on this list as well, brother. And that's just because, they got him as the quarterback 12. Mm-hmm. I think they showed up too much love.
12 is too much?
12 is too much love when you consider that Justin Herbert is 13. And I'm not saying he's going to have the best year. But they got Caleb Williams at 14. Jared Goff 15, but I'll go ahead and switch to this one since you went ahead and took Tua. Trevor Lawrence at 16. And I know 16 is low, but Trevor Lawrence was supposed to be in another tier. Remember Seven, you was drafting them at every end of every
Everywhere.
draft. Everywhere you had Trevor Lawrence, and he disappointed. Ridley's gone. I mean, when you got Kirk, you know what I'm saying? That's about, it for me. I mean, I know they got a few picks, but I'm like, I mean, Sunshine, he was good, and remember the Titans, you know what I'm saying? But we not watching that no more. You know what I'm saying? That we put that in the archives. It's over for them. You know what I'm saying? All them Clemson quarterbacks right now, they dirt right now. So I'm not getting them. You know what I'm saying? But I'll go ahead and say Trevor Lawrence, don't draft him this year. Good.
You guys went borderline 12. Played it safe. I'm going Josh Allen.
Wow.
I'm going with the QB1.
Woo!
Josh Allen, number 20. I'm not taking a guy who just lost a Pro Bowl receiver.
He was on one leg.
What, is Kelvin Benjamin and him going to do work? James Cook? Like,
No.
Stephon Diggs propelled Josh Allen to another tier. And if anything, he's going to have to work harder to get that same production. He's going to be more susceptible to injury. He's going to be more susceptible to turnovers. I don't want it. 20? 20. That's wild. When are we taking quarterbacks in the second round? That's a fantasy no-no.
Right.
So
they got to be 20?
20.
And see, that's crazy, man. I believe, you know what I'm saying? I think Josh Allen, he's talented. And Diggs, he showed how he was long in the tooth last year. At the second part of the season, if you had Diggs, he cost you. So, I mean, Allen got 15 rushing touchdowns. So, I mean, he did pretty good with what he had. I'm not going to say he's going to be, not to draft him. But like you said, 20? Oh, no. I'm definitely not. And we see that with Pat Mahomes. He was like the 8th ranked quarterback last year. He shined some games. He wasn't normal Pat. He wasn't playoff Pat like he was. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This year. But at the same time, Josh Allen going in the second round, I'm not touching it.
Yeah, I wouldn't take him in the second round. But I don't necessarily foresee a huge drop-off from Josh Allen. I think there's going to be a drop-off for the Bills as a team, but I don't think Josh Allen's going to necessarily drop off. Like, even with Stephon Diggs, he had to play Superman. When in the games that they won and the times that they were successful, he felt he had to take the game over. Now he has a lot of short possession receivers, like Keon Coleman. I could see him getting quite a few little touchdowns. I don't think he's gonna have a lot of yards, but I think he's gonna have some red zone prowess. A second year now for Dalton Kincaid. The running game started to show out at the end of the year, and I think Cook is fast as hell, and he seems like a serious weapon out the backfield. I think he's gonna, like you said about players that you kind of love this year. I think James Cook is gonna have a hell of a year. But I still think I don't know, Josh. Maybe it's 20 is a little too rich, but at the same time, I still feel like he warrants a top 3 quarterback pick.
I'll take him mid third.
Yeah,
but I'd rather have Pat in the 4th with Hollywood and Worthy and Kelsey and eventually Rice. Yeah. That's just me.
Oh yeah, honorable mention: dirt riding wide receiver Xavier Worthy. Dirt.
Come on.
I'm going to stamping the man.
And that, folks, is our time to go.
MVS.
I'd like to give a shout out to the shot callers for letting us do what we do. Shout out to Streamlabs. But Fox, how can the good folks take care of us?
As always, y'all can give us that HBO special. If you don't know what the HBO special is, it's that Help a Brother Out special. So help some brothers out. Hit that like button, subscribe. It truly, truly goes a long way.
We appreciate y'all. See you next Tuesday with our favorites or our steals episode. Peace.
What's up?